Hi, Grace. Thanks so much for joining me today.
That's good, Ash. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Looks nice and sunny out there. Looks good.
Yeah, yeah, really beautiful day. Very lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got you here to pilot two assessment tools for handling food safely in a retail environment. So thanks for joining me on this pilot. What I'll do is I'll start off with just some instructions that I just want to go over with you prior to going into each of the assessment tools. Do you have any questions or anything like that before we get started?
No, I'm all good.
Great, thank you. So just to let you know, our assessments are always going to take place over Zoom just due to COVID and not being able to come out and see you in real person. So
hmm
there may be some restrictions on what we can and can't do, but we'll try our very best to do them over Zoom. At the moment, we have written down that you're currently working in a small business, a small deli, and that you've been doing that for 2 years. And the reason you're undertaking this is because you're looking to upskill into a managerial role at that business. So is that all correct?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. It's been different with COVID, so yeah, it just helps to just upskill at this point in time. So
Great.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. So at the moment, the workplace is still quite busy, and you're just needing a little bit of time on the side to complete most of the assessment tasks. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's totally
Yes.
fine. So hopefully we can do that today over Zoom, and while you have got some time, get through that.
Yeah.
Because we are
Ash,
doing
do you mind me asking, how long will this take?
so today's assessment, we have an hour allocated, but it's really up to you. So if you need more time to find the answers or filter through the notes that you've taken, that's totally fine. But because you've already done the portfolio, the journal that you've done, we'll just be basically ticking that off today and going over that. So yeah,
Great.
half an hour. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. So because we're doing everything over Zoom, I just want to make sure that you've got a safe environment set up where you are.
Yeah. My kids are definitely having lunch at the moment, so we're good. Ready to
Perfect.
start?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet your kids one day.
Oh, they're handful, but lovely.
So the results from today, they'll be available in a week, and I'll actually have written down answers and responses to your answers. If there is, for any reason, that you don't pass today in the written or the verbal assessment, you'll have another opportunity to sit that, and I'll definitely provide feedback on what happened today. As well as that, if there's, for any reason that we're proceeding with today and there's any danger or anything like that at the moment, I will stop the assessment and we can reconvene at a better time for you too. But just to let you know, yeah, if you don't necessarily pass today, you'll have another opportunity, and I'll provide some comments as to what we can look at to try and get you a pass for next time.
Can I just quickly ask a question? How many times am I allowed to trial the assessment if I've failed, well, for whatever reason, I don't make it through this bubble
Yeah.
assessment?
So we allow two. So it'll be today, and if you don't pass today, you'll get another opportunity. So only two.
And do I have to pay a separate fee for that as well?
No. It's all included. Yep.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Oh, nervous much. Let's just make
Yeah.
sure I get this right.
Our aim is to pass you, Grace. So if there's any feedback I can give you that I think will help get you a pass, I'll definitely provide that information. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. So yeah, we've got an hour set aside for the verbal assessment, and the journal you completed over some time at work. So that was really good. Um, it's all open book, so you're very welcome to use the notes that you've been provided. I do ask that you turn your mobile phone off, and that you don't speak with anyone else during today's assessment except for obviously me. And you're very, very welcome to ask me any questions throughout if you need clarification. And I'll make sure that I give you some time before we do the assessment today, just to clarify and ask any questions as well as throughout. Okay.
Yeah. Probably for just a quick disclaimer, because we're all doing things in Zoom, I found that I tend to speak a little bit too fast. So please bear with me. If you do ask a question, I really want to make this session count.
Yeah.
Just bear with me when it comes to time, and as well as if I'm moving too fast, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. And exactly the same thing back to you. If I'm talking too fast, just let me know.
No problem. Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
I hope not. So I have the notes here from your portfolio evidence checklist. So thank you so much for completing that prior to today. I just wanted to go over, so the idea for you was to complete a journal, and that was going to be done over 3 shifts at work. And what you were to do was to receive, store, prepare, display, maintain, dispose and clean your deli. So I can see that you've done that over 3 shifts and that your manager has signed that off. So it looks like the item you chose was a double smoked ham off the bone. So you received that at 9:30 a.m. And you put that straight into the cool room. And then you've got details in here about storing the ham. Yep, we've got you preparing the ham, so washing your hands and cleaning up all the area, and slicing the ham for the display. And the display area where you were able to actually put the ham into a little tray and put the signage on with the pricing. So that was your journal shift number 1. How many hours roughly did that take you from receiving the ham into actually putting it out to display? Are we talking a couple of hours?
Probably 3. Just considering that we have to really be with COVID. I mean, I guess restrictions and the whole changes. It's actually really we've had to change quite a few things in terms of how we clean the surfaces. It's like double cleaning. So yeah, I'd say about 3.
Perfect. I'll just pop that in the notes. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Day 2 was your reporting. So it looks like you were looking at the display cabinet and the temperatures, making sure it was free from contamination. And then making sure that you got rid of any other food that was next to the ham that could actually contaminate it. You noted here that there was some off turkey, so you got rid of that. And again, cleaning, replacing cling wrap on the food covering. So that's really, really good. And then journal day number 3, again, was reporting on the degrees and the temperature, the freshness and quality. And it also states that you had to dispose of the ham that day because it was actually, as per your journal, that it was actually past its use by date and needed to be disposed of, and very clear outcomes there for how you disposed of that. So thank you very much. Really, really good to see that you can put your skills into practice. Did you have any questions or anything like that from the portfolio for me?
No, I'm all good.
Great. It was really, really good. So what we'll do is we'll move on to the verbal assessment questions now, which I'm just going to test more of a knowledge point of view from your learnings in this actual unit. So pretty much what I'm going to do is just ask you some questions. You're very welcome to use your books and notes. We'll have an hour set aside for this. Again, you'll get a pass or a fail, but I will provide comments either way. And you're definitely allowed to ask any questions prior to this. So question 1, if you're all ready to go, Grace, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Perfect. So I'll just get this up on my screen just so you can actually see the questions, and I'll verbally read them out to you as well. And that way you can use your books for anything that you need. Or let me just stop sharing. Hang on, I think I've shared the wrong screen. That one there. Can you see those questions?
Do you mind just increasing the percentage, please? It says it's a little bit too tiny.
Yeah, of course. How's that?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. All right, great. So what are the key aspects of the Food Act 1984 in Victoria?
Going through some of the notes I actually had. We are allowed to go through notes, right? The notes I actually have in front of me. The idea is it's to regulate the sale of food in Victoria, and to ensure that the local business owners are responsible for ensuring the food sold to customers is safe and suitable to eat meat. Suitable to eat.
Yep.
The purposes, some of the purposes set out is to essentially make sure that the provision of food between Australia and New Zealand is applied as a law provide the means through which the Australia-New Zealand Food Act. Am I going with the right? Yep. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm a little bit nervous here, but just bear with me because I'm just reading some of my notes I have over here. and I'll get back to your response. So let me just give me the simple ones I can read here. So it's provide the means through which local councils register food businesses as defined by the Act, based on what does not say. It also establishes a food premises classification system and enforcement powers, including emergency powers to deal with immediate threats to public health. So some of those are some of the acts.
Yeah, that's
You
wonderful.
want me to exhaust all of them? There's quite a few, but I just thought I might just give you a sense of what the responses are.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm happy with that answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Question 2 is, what is the purpose of food safety auditors?
So they're essentially there to check businesses have an adequate food safety program and basically are compliant with that program as well.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Have you had any dealings with safety auditors on the job yet?
Oh, yes. They tend to pop in randomly sometimes.
Cool. No, that's really good.
Yeah.
Question 3 is, what are the consequences if you don't abide by these laws and regulations? So when I say these laws, the Food Act 1984. Very important for a business. Question 4 is, can you define the meaning of the following words as defined by the Australian New Zealand food standards? So you're very welcome to look this up. The first word is contaminant.
Contaminant is any biological or chemical agent, foreign matter, or other substances that may comprise food safety or suitability.
Great. And on top of that is contamination. What's the difference there?
So contamination is the introduction or occurrence of a contaminant in food.
Great. What about potentially hazardous foods?
So that's essentially food has been kept at certain temperatures to minimize growth of any pathogenic microorganisms that may be present in the food, or to prevent the formation of toxins in the food.
Perfect. Thank you. Question number 5 is, can you tell me what a food safety program is, why you would use it, and when you would use it?
Wow, those are 3 loaded questions. Sorry, can you just kindly repeat that?
Yeah, sure. So question 5 is, can you tell me what a food safety program is? Oh, sorry, I'll share my screen again. I forgot I stopped sharing that. So question 5, can you tell me what a food safety program is, why you would use it, and when you would use it?
All right, so just kindly bear with me.
Sure. Every day.
Yeah, every time I handle food.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So number 6 is, can you, quickly I'll share my screen again. Sorry, I might just leave this up. Can you provide an explanation of the following terms and their importance in your role? So A is minimizing contamination and spoilage. What is the definition and what's the importance?
And sorry, can we just pause for a minute? I just need, I'm just a little bit nervous. Can we just pause the recording to just collect myself?